Yeah, I rolled that out on the sidewalk so you could get corona.
This?
Yeah.
I did just drop it up.
And now it is not going to be touched.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm Jerome.
I'm Nick.
I'm Hess.
God damn, we got another good episode of Westworld to talk about.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You didn't watch it?
Oh, I forgot.
Damn it. Well,
I was just going to...
might have some spoilers for you, so.
I'm just going to be for real. I did not get to watch the last 15 minutes.
Are you fucking serious?
He's lying.
No, I finished.
Oh, okay. That would be a thing you would do, so
Yeah.
I'm not putting that past you.
Not only did I not watch the next one,
He's like,
I watched the next
he's
one.
like, actually, I watched episode 2 again.
Yeah.
all right.
Wait, I saw episode
So that
4.
leads us into this. Who's in Hale?
Well, we'll get into that. So today we got Westworld Season 3, Episode 3, The Absence of Field. And I want to mention, we do have some theories on who Charlotte Hale is. We stole from a podcast and Reddit and all this other stuff. So we didn't come up with it ourselves, unfortunately. And I want to remind people to go check out Third Time with Pleeka. We did 6 theories, a little more, but I just called it 6 because whatever.
That makes sense.
Yeah, last week we did that again. We do that every single week. And then we have a new Repickables 2000 coming out this week where we're going to watch Blair Witch 2, so...
Pickles? Oh, Repleekles.
Pickles.
Is he even here?
I know.
I can barely hear him. I swear to God.
Yeah. So
Well-
he thought he was talking about pickles.
Yeah. Yeah, go
I thought he
check
said
out our new pickle
pickles,
podcast we got.
And then it made sense when he said later this week we're watching Blair Witch 2 because you told me you guys were doing it.
And
So-
yet he still said pickles.
Correct.
Yeah, after the fact. I thought you said pickles when you said Repleekables.
'Cause I'm pretty sure I heard him say pickles
You know-
after I said Blair Witch.
You know how much Jerome loves pickles, so it makes sense.
Yeah, we just sit here
Yeah.
and all we do is munch on pickles, different kinds, and talk about the tastes of them and like where they're from, their
Didn't you say
origin.
you wanted to crunch up like hot Cheetos and roll the pickle in it or something like that?
I don't believe that's ever left my mouth, but maybe that does kind of
I
sound
don't-
interesting.
Maybe I'm high or something. I mean, I haven't smoked anything, but
All right,
He
well,
shoots up.
yeah, that's true. He's doing some of that Logan.
Wow.
You know, he'd have to.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, you seem like you didn't know, so just trying to inform you.
Yeah.
no.
You know, sometimes I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Try to say you're a little slow over there.
Yeah, you two don't need to get into slowness.
What? The episode opens up with a scene from season 2. It's the real Charlotte Hale, and she records a message for Nathan, and she sings, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine."
Are you gonna keep
When
going?
thought you got-
I am with you.
I don't know the words.
Hess sings
I
that
don't
to me
know,
every
I
night.
can't
He rubs my
remember.
he rubs
You
my
guys
belly and tucks
FaceTime?
me in, and yeah, that's real cute.
Do you want me
Yeah,
to tuck you
FaceTime.
in even though you're already under the covers?
There was another blanket there, so she kind of tucked her son in.
You didn't do it right. I want my real mommy back.
Do you think that kid
Yeah,
actually does
well,
know
you know
that's not his mom?
Seemed like it.
I thought so
Yeah.
too.
Very, very like Caleb's mom saying, "Hey, I want Caleb."
See,
back."
I think that's what they're trying to
Yeah.
do, but I honestly think because they said Caleb's mom has Alzheimer's, right?
Schizophrenia.
I thought it was
She's a
Alzheimer's.
schizophrenic.
I thought it was Alzheimer's,
She got
But it-
arrested. Or
We
We
she got
assumed it was
admitted
Alzheimer's.
but it was schizophrenia.
6
Okay.
weeks.
Well, either way, I assumed like hers is like she's remembering when she left her son, so it's probably stuff about that. She wants her son back, and it's just that she's kind of like stuck in that state. But I think they are putting those together because we're like, we know that girl's fake, so is he fake? But I think they're two different situations like that. That's my take on that.
So whoever is inside of Charlotte Hale
Mhm.
likes dick, right?
Wait.
I mean, did jump on it pretty quick.
you know what I mean? So I'm going.
You
It's
know
gotta
what
be
I
a
mean?
No,
moment.
see, I think she was just trying to be like, oh, fuck, that's Charlotte Hale's boyfriend. I'm just going to make out with him. That's what I do. Like, to
You know,
be in
okay.
there.
I saw one thing.
I don't think
I
she-
saw one thing, and we're just gonna have to get into this.
Yeah,
So
we will.
someone they said it was Caleb inside Charlotte Hale, and there's time difference. And to prove that it's Caleb, the reason he was going after the boyfriend, because he's gay, and Kid Cudi was his boyfriend.
Oh,
Oh, well,
And I was like, what?
that's a...
And he looks
What'd
like
you read that
him.
on?
That is a Hess theory for sure.
I saw it on
retards.com.
Okay.
beep.com.
No,
No, actually, it was a video that had, I don't know, a couple 100,000 views.
oh, so
Well,
now watch ours because we said it too, and we said that's fucking
Good.
stupid.
Good for them.
That was one of the things about Caleb being in Hale.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool, but I don't see how that's possible.
I don't see how that's possible.
It's definitely not possible, but
It would
definitely have to be like simulation or multiple timelines.
Multiple timelines.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not buying this.
But so let's get into. Well, there's more proof and shit that I have later on. We'll get into. But so me and Nick.
Is there any pudding?
Sorry, no pudding.
The proof is in the pudding. See what he's doing there?
So I have to dig it all out.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what you said. There's more proof, and that's why I said, "Is there any pudding?"
Yeah, we got
Dolores is in.
You didn't get it.
I was with you.
You ruined my moment.
I know.
Sorry, Dolores.
I dug in the pudding and pulled out Dolores is in Hale, or Wyatt is in Hale, or Wyatt is in the Dolores body. She split their personalities into two different balls. So there's a Dolores ball and a Wyatt ball, and one's in Dolores and one is in Hale.
You buy that?
It makes a lot of sense if you watch the episode and think of that. And I have some stuff that I wrote down later on when they have scenes together that makes it seem way more likely. I think that's the strongest thing for right now that I think could be in her. Or Dolores created like a baby, and this is like her new child that she created, and it's in Charlotte Hill.
Baby.
Baby.
When the episode started originally, the way Hale was reacting, she had mannerisms just like Clementine.
Yeah, which actually I wrote down here. Whenever she's having her little fit and they're in the lobby, she's like, and Dolores makes her calm down. It reminded me a lot of like right when this stuff starts happening in season 1. I don't remember if it's Bernard or Ford talking to Dolores, but that happens, and they like stop the emotions and they turn that off, and she's like, yeah. And it reminded me a lot of that scene. So I think that's another thing. Oh, that's a Dolores thing. She's just waking up now again.
I could see that. What I was going to say is that it reminded me of Clementine, the way she was moving and stuff, but that was it. And then, then I was like, I don't know who the fuck's in her. And then
nothing made sense to me the whole episode. And then listening to that podcast and looking at Reddit, I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then I watched the episode again.
Watching it the second time, thinking there was a few times where she talked to Hale, and I was like, oh, I could totally see, because she's saying things like us and we and
yeah, she's like, we don't have a father, we don't have a mother.
So like I could see it I see it. I'm not 100% on it though.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like 70% that it's her.
Yeah, I'm probably like 60. 70.
Fifth sissy.
Yeah.
That it too?
That
it's Dolores in both.
Yeah.
Oh, Dolores.
The only thing I don't understand.
Well, actually, I think it's Dolores in one and Wyatt in the other.
Which is Dolores in both.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. What I don't get is if those balls are so like, that's the thing. You get 5 people, 5 balls, and then you make 2 of one person. Like what?
Well, because I think like when she was getting him, I'm assuming she just downloaded Wyatt or whatever onto one instead of taking another person. Because they say later on that she took side characters. And then Maeve is missing. And we know she took Bernard also, but they don't know Bernard's a robot. That's why he was a red ball or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be like Clementine or anything like that.
I don't think it's going to be Clementine either. But I kind of don't want it to be.
It's either going to be nothing.
It's going to be something.
Or I think it's going to be Dolores. Because nobody else really makes sense.
So when she was choking out that pervert, that could be another thing as to why it's Wyatt.
Yeah.
She's like,
I'm remembering myself.
Yeah, I'm remembering what it feels like to be powerful or whatever.
I also saw someone say that they thought it could be Maeve, and that the timeline were
Serac is having her as different.
Like like he kills Hale, who's really Maeve,
and takes the ball and
puts it in there.
That really throws a loop at the very last scene there with Serac and whoever the fuck's in Charlotte Hale.
Yeah.
That threw me for a whole loop.
Why?
Because he was a hologram?
Because he was Tupac?
And then, I mean, it's just like, he's like, remember, you're working for me.
Well, because remember in season 1 when Teresa was taking the data, and we didn't know who she's working for, she was doing that for Serac.
Yeah.
And then we found out that Hale is working with him too, because when she first gets to the park, she's like, whatever, let's look at the data. That's why they try to kick Ford out and all that.
Well, and Hale knew Teresa was doing that.
Yeah, so Hale and Teresa were in cahoots with that, working for Serac.
Yeah, right. We just didn't know who Serac was back then.
But basically, she's playing for both teams right now.
Well, no, because this is a different person.
Yeah, no, so she's not playing for both teams.
She got that information, and she was like, "Oh shit, yeah, it's in the cloud, and the information is out there. It was sent." Like,
yeah, she's backpedaling big time because she didn't know that she was the mole.
Okay.
Yeah.
She didn't know she had a kid. She didn't know she was a mole. She had a busy day.
Yeah. She found out she can sing.
She found it. Could she?
Yeah, a little bit, not too much.
I don't think so. She can cry.
She found out she can kill pedophiles.
I think we're all capable of that.
Abby was so happy she took the dog. She was like, she better take the fucking dog.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking? You know what kind of dog just lets you fucking choke your
Well,
owner out?
the dog probably knew this he's been touching kids for years. Somebody kill him. I can't. He has me under control. So he was happy that Charlotte did that. Those barks were cries of like glee. He's like, yes, you're killing him.
He didn't bark, did he?
Yeah, he barked like 3 times.
Oh.
In the subtitles, it goes, dog bark.
I thought you were going to say, bark, bark, bark.
So did I.
And then that's what he says. So where was I on here? So then we see Robo Hale being made. She talks to Dolores.
I got a question.
Okay.
Why do you have to make a hale if you already have one?
She doesn't.
Thank you. At least you don't have the answer. Because it's literally in Arnold's place.
Okay, yeah. Well, that whole scene didn't make a whole lot of sense to me anyway. So we'll get into it. So one, she made a hale. Didn't think about that.
Something's supposed to happen.
Yeah. She made a new hale. Didn't think about that. That doesn't make sense. She has the whole speech about who am I? Why'd you bring him back with Bernard? And then this is because they're in Arnold's house. So supposedly she hasn't made Bernard yet because he's still a ball. She goes and makes Bernard. And then Hale again goes, why'd you bring him back? And she again goes, everybody has their part to play at the end of season 2. So this scene is before all that. So it's weird that they had that conversation twice. It's weird she got to make another Hale. A whole lot of this scene makes absolutely no sense to me. And I don't know if it's just them and it's a plot hole because they didn't think about that or what.
You never know with these people.
Yeah. But a lot of these scenes confuse me because they're at Arnold's house. She clearly just made this Hale.
Yeah, there's like books and shit in the background.
Yeah, you can see the little. He's got that specific. They're like by that window where Ford closes it in the Forge or whatever.
And something else
Altered
too.
Dread.
Did you notice the boyfriend called her Charlie?
Yeah, and I was like, oh fuck. There's all those theories that she's Arnold's kid, and now Jesus Christ.
That was when we watched it last
be.
night. When we watched last night, he's like, "Hey, Charlie." I was like, "Oh my god!" Like they did that shit on
Yeah, you know,
purpose.
because like Charlie could be a nickname for Charlotte. It probably is.
And they literally,
But
hey,
they did-
you know what? On this take, just call her Charlie. We'll see if.
Yeah, see if anybody picks up on that on Reddit.
Yeah.
The actor that plays her boyfriend is, I've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty famous. I couldn't name another thing he's in, but he's in a lot of shit.
I think he was in like the barbershop movies.
I think you're right.
That's nothing to be proud of.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
So I put here she talks.
And I'm wearing an Ice Cube shirt.
Yeah.
She talks to Dolores,
can't
and I
see.
said this is a lot like the Bernard or Ford scene that I mentioned earlier, but I couldn't remember who was there. And then I put she said that besides the copies of the people she took, how could she have made a copy of herself? I'm questioning. Because she said, besides the handful of pearls in the Delos house, there will never be anyone else like their kind. And then I put also Bernard's the red pearl. But so how did she make a copy of herself and do that other thing if she can't even make new balls and make new hosts? She's not capable of that.
I don't know. That was my question too.
Like, did she do that?
I hope everybody's wrong and it's not Dolores in Hale.
That would be interesting. It reminds me a lot of the William being the Man in Black theory from season 1. Where
It does remind me of
where
that
it's
a
like,
little bit.
oh shit, that makes sense. God
It reminds
damn
me of them being 42 Bernards in season 2.
Yeah, that's
Remember
true.
that theory?
There
was a Bernard on every corner.
Which that made a whole lot of sense then too, and that wasn't right.
Correct.
And that was also a mess up on them because he had the bullet scar in some and not in the future scenes.
Well, and they had the room with all the Bernards, so everyone got a fucking boner about it.
They
all walked around with their Bernard.
They really
boners.
set us up for that one. It was real fucking annoying. So yeah,
Bernardial boners.
no one has an answer to me for that, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
And then we got another little Rohobom Schmitty thing, and there's an elevation scrutiny in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it cuts to Hale. Hale has a meeting with some Delos members. They have a riot robot, which that was pretty cool. Big riot control
It
robot.
was like a goddamn fucking, what's that movie?
Transformers. Yeah,
The second Transformer I saw this weekend.
which we've seen in the trailer. That thing punched through a wall and killed some people. So
yeah,
I'm
didn't they say they
excited-
were getting 500 or 300
There's
of them?
300 of them
Yeah.
made.
And like another country backed out after what happened in the
Saudi
park.
Arabia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, well, I think we can figure out something to do.
Mhm.
So,
And the meeting gets interrupted because Sirach, they don't know at the time, but Sirach is buying a bunch of Delos stock. And then it makes Robo Hale get so angry that she starts scratching at her skin again, or so nervous, and she starts to bleed. All that
she,
stuff
like,
is
was,
real
like,
creepy.
running her fingernail down the fucking line. On
Yeah.
I thought I read when I was trying to look up
It's not
shit.
a red flag or anything. This bitch is just cutting her arm open.
You know, I gotta say,
Fucking
if I'm next to
fingernail.
someone and they start doing that, I'm not being like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm not talking to this person. I'm getting the fuck out of here."
Well, and also she just came back from where everybody got killed.
Yeah, so they
And
probably think
they're
she-
like, oh, she's.
But wouldn't you be like, what kind of hair, skin, and nails is this bitch taking? Where her
And
nails
that-
are
and
that
that-
strong? She's cutting through her skin like that
It's
so
the-
easily.
It's the hair, skin, and nails for Freddy Krueger.
Gotcha. That makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it's.
The lady that was talking to her reminded me of like a young Teresa.
Oh yeah, like she could be her like lesbian daughter.
Yeah.
Why would she have to be a lesbian?
Did you
Yeah.
get that vibe?
Yeah, a lesbian daughter. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I never even thought of Teresa, but I don't know why you got the lesbian in
Well,
there.
and then the
Yeah,
other
that's
thing
what
too
reminded me.
is like Charlotte Hale is smoking in this.
Smoking.
Smoking.
Okay,
Because-
Al Pacino.
Isn't that
You sound like Al Pacino.
but that's not the way he does it.
Yeah.
I know.
I can't think of his name. Jim Carrey.
Yeah, the mask. Hussar, he turned into a wolf. Boom! Eyes popping out.
We totally have mentioned her smoking every fucking episode.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't think there's
Yeah.
anything to that. I'm pretty sure Charlotte Hale smoked. I don't.
I still want it to be Emily.
I just don't remember.
I saw a whole theory about that on Reddit today.
I don't remember her smoking, but I mean, I guess.
I don't remember. Her
I feel like she
smoking.
did after she banged. She was riding.
Oh yeah.
She was
right,
riding
after
Hector,
she
and
fucked
Teresa
Hector.
showed up, and they were
She
talking,
did
and they
light
were
a
smoking.
cigarette, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
I do
a lot of people smoke in this show. I don't know why you have such
Yeah,
a
I,
big...
I was too busy looking at Hector's cock, I guess.
Probably. The little microphone in his cock
Yeah.
that Ford listened to while they were banging.
I had other things on my mind while she was smoking, I guess.
You were like Ford just jerking off to the scene. He's listening to the whole thing. I still think that's creepy because he was listening.
You still think it's
He
creepy?
clearly listened to that whole conversation, but so was he listening to her having sex before?
I think
How's
that's
that
one of the
creepy?
things that you just record everything and then you're like.
Yeah, but when
listening,
he's
you're
like, what, he's going back on the footage. He's like, wait, what's that? Oh,
Maybe
she's
that's how
fucking.
he
Oh,
gets his
Teresa's
rocks
there.
off.
Maybe, yeah. And like, do you think it's just audio, or do you think he had some fly cameras in there?
oh yeah.
And he's like, wait, go into that
Fly
go right into that cornhole, fly.
Stop.
She's like, the fly won't get out of my
What would
asshole.
that do, though?
But really, it's Ford. And
Hess is interesting.
Ford's,
What would that do?
Ford's really into
No,
anal.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to see it. It'd just be a big black screen.
Well,
at that
you know-
point.
Oh, I thought
No,
you meant if you
fly-
were the guy with the fly in your ass.
Flies have like
No.
GoPro eyes. They can see everything. So he has full view of that ass right in there.
Whose ass did it go up?
Both Hector and
Like Hector, what are you gonna see?
he goes both ways. He likes Hector and her. So when she went away, he was like poof, right in the cock. Anyways, Kayla's holding Dolores, waiting for the ambulance, and once it arrives, they get in a pretty sweet future ambulance. That looks pretty cool.
The ambulance was pretty cool.
Just looked like a box header on it.
Yeah, that was cool though. And like, I liked how once they were in there though, the ambulance guys were so terrible. They're like, no, we can't. We have to
Well-
wait for the machine to tell us what to do to her.
Well, yeah, but I think that's part of the show is that where
Yeah.
the world is
No, yeah,
at.
no. I'm just saying that was kind of funny.
know?
And then Caleb's like,
Like-
"Who cares? Just go do it." He gave her
Well,
oxygen
to be
and all that.
fair, he was trying to give a robot oxygen.
Yeah,
Hey, it seemed to help.
but he didn't know.
She got up a little bit after that.
She was playing coy.
She said, "Help me, Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan?
Kenobi. You're my only hope."
You mean old Ben?
Do you think they could be the same guy?
Maybe.
So they're doing that, and then some Rico cops show up.
Rico.
Every time they show the app now, I think of you going Rico because of fucking Mima's dog. They show up and they stop them, and they have a whole little scene. They're fighting the cops. I liked that. Reminded me a lot of like a Jesse scene with Aaron Paul. He knows they're fake cops. He's like, "Oh, call the real cops," and they're like, "Are you going to wait for them?" "Yeah, sure, I will." And they have a whole thing. He takes them down, tells Dolores they're fake. That's pretty neat.
I like. So you listened to that Ringer podcast too?
Not all of it.
But they had in the beginning. They had the guy that usually he like talks about basketball. He doesn't talk about. He's never been on the Westworld podcast before.
Mm-hmm.
And he was comparing Dolores to Walter White, basically. And
Oh,
how it's
really?
great to see. It's great to see
I did say in that scene he's got a new Heisenberg.
Aaron. Yeah, you did too. It's great to see Aaron Paul. You know, basically.
Be another good sidekick.
Yeah, and
Playing second fiddle.
getting used by some manipulative fuck.
Yeah, but I don't. I think she's gonna be
I don't
less
think she
manipulative in
used him.
this. I don't think
Not
she.
this.
Not yet.
But I think she might in some. But I don't think she's gonna be as Heisenbergy about it.
I don't think anybody is as Heisenbergy as Heisenberg.
Yeah.
But
English, please.
compared to if you not knowing the way she's been these first couple episodes,
Yeah.
coming out of season 2, you'd been like, oh fuck, here we go, Breaking Bad 2.
Yeah, he's screwed.
Yeah, for sure. I knew that she was gonna go and save him just because, like.
Yeah,
obviously-
they set that up pretty good.
Yeah.
I actually thought for a minute that George was gonna save him.
Of the jungle?
Yeah. No,
Or his little fucking robot that just fell off the fucking
You know, they-
building.
that is George.
They talked a lot about George this season.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
Now he's dead.
He's gone. So George
Yeah.
was in 2 scenes.
So
Yeah.
I'm like,
And we know his
sitting
fucking
there,
name.
and
Yeah.
I'm going,
But we don't know his
He's
name.
even credited. It's
Rehoboam.
George Robot.
Yeah, I'm like,
Rehoboam.
George is gonna
Rehoboam.
save-
It's Rehoboam.
Yep,
That just
Rehoboam.
fucking clicked in my head.
Oh, I'm glad.
Schmitty, Rehoboam.
Takes him 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that George I'm going, oh cool, he's gonna save the day, and then
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. And that
Did you hear as he fell? It's like, Roger, Roger.
I thought it was funny. He's like, well, what did he say? Like Rin Tin Tin is here to save the day or something.
I think so, something like that.
Which is a dog from
Is
the
it-
50s.
Yeah. Or the
I think he did say Rin Tin Tin.
Rin Tin Tin or the Tin Man, one of the two.
Something like that.
Here comes the
So, yeah.
lion.
Robo Hale.
That was the lion?
Yeah.
Has obviously never been to a zoo.
He thinks pterodactyls and T-Rexes are lions, apparently. He watches Jurassic Park and is like, wow, this movie has a lot of lions in it.
I have a lion back here. Meow.
I've been watching Tiger King.
Oh, me too. I'm 16 minutes in.
And you still can't make the fucking noise?
I'm sorry.
What happened? She's like, hey, quit acting like a fucking dinosaur back there.
She said I was on the fucking phone.
They're like, great, now they think I live with T-Rexes.
And did you go, hey, bitch, I'm on the air. Leave me alone.
Yeah. You see the recording?
So Robo Hale gets her first of many voicemails that make a weird noise. And then after that, she gets the news that Sirach is the one that buys the stock. And then there's no info about him online. And apparently he's the richest guy in the world.
You should have rhymed that. You had Sirach and stock.
And I'm going to grab your cock.
All right, never mind.
Wow. So with those stupid fucking voicemails, who sent those?
I believe it was Sirach or what's her name? Mantis
just
from Guardians of the Galaxy probably did some of that too because she put the glasses on Hale.
And just sitting there one day, she's like, "Oh, this is my password."
No, I think because she got like 4 of them. So when she got the last one, then she figured out she can play them in a certain order. It does a tune, which then calls him.
And it unlocks the fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it unlocked like his phone number or something.
I'm sure the real Charlotte Hale wouldn't have had as much trouble.
Yeah, I think the real Charlotte Hale would have probably just figured out from the first voicemail.
Yeah.
So
got to get to
does
it.
he know that that's not really Charlotte Hale?
It's
I don't think so.
I don't know. At first, I thought he had like an inkling of it, and then I was like, oh, it doesn't seem like it.
Although it makes you wonder, like, so no, I can't say it.
Rehoboam.
Knows something's fucked up in San Francisco. That's where they are, San Francisco.
Yeah.
And now,
Well, now she's in L.A. because she drove to Dolores. San Francisco seems to be where Delos's boards are.
yeah. But so, and who knows where he is? Are you confused over there? You
No.
okay? He's like,
I'm great.
Maybe he's glitching out. Who's in Hess? I think Mimos in Hess.
For a second.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Something's wrong in San Francisco.
Well, so like,
Zrock.
if he has any inkling that something's off with her, and then they find a disturbance in San Francisco, he might be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be the one to figure.
That's the
I
third-
think he's going to figure that out.
That's the 3rd time there's been a little, and then it's a host.
Yeah.
So
So
it's like-
I think he'll be the one to figure out that she's run amok as imposter.
Probably. And then
Yeah.
he kills her and takes Maeve's head out of her head.
Maybe. Yeah, I do. I really like that theory. I like that more than Dolores' theory.
I feel like Maeve
But I
wouldn't
don't think-
put up with it.
I don't. Well, she might be confused, or she might not remember to not put up with it. You know.
Maybe.
But we'll see. We'll have to see. And that would kind of make sense in how, because we don't know how she got out. Like we said, what did Felix and Sylvester sell him to Sirach secretly? Even though he has stock, so he could probably just go in there and take it. Like I don't. That would make the most sense of how she got out of there, but I don't know. So this is Hess's favorite part. Then she arrives at home. She kisses her ex and then half bangs him, but then she forgets about her son, and then oh boy, all the elephants are dead.
Yeah. No more elephants.
Should we have
I'm
a
so
should,
fucking bummed.
should we have a moment of silence
Wow.
for all the elephants?
And who loved elephants in this episode, in this world?
Dolores.
Emily.
Emily.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I don't know. That has nothing to do with anything, but if you
I was
want
gonna
Emily
say,
to be in Hale, then it makes sense.
Yeah, we do.
What?
You,
I don't. Oh, never mind. I get it. Okay. I was having a hard time remembering who Emily was, but it's Man in Black's daughter. I get it.
Yeah.
and she loved elephants. Although
Yeah.
Man in Black didn't remember that. There's another
Oh,
throwback.
shit. Maybe he's in Hale. She's like, elephants? What the fuck is that? What's an elephant?
remember your mom loved the elephants? She's like, I love the elephants, fucker.
He's like, all right, fuck, okay, it's elephants, calm down.
I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping it's someone other than Dolores for some reason.
That's weird. You seemed
I'm
all into
with
it
you.
before. But I agree. It'd be weird.
I don't want to know. I want to keep guessing. I don't want to know. So
Well, who knows? I think next episode we might be like, oh, fuck, it's clearly not her.
she takes her mask off and it's fucking Bob.
Well, if we keep the same format, we won't know it for another 2 episodes.
Yeah. Well, except that I think she's going to see the Man in Black. Maybe Hale's not, but. You okay
Sorry, I had
with
to
it?
fix that. It was like almost falling apart. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Yeah, no more elephants in it, but Nathan mentions Tommy at the park let him pet his dog, and she's like, oh, maybe we'll have a play date with him. Little does she know that he's a little pedophile. And then he says that she's not his mommy, and we all think that the boy knows that that's not his real mom, right? Or he just has an idea, like, my mom's been different since she came back from Westworld.
Yeah.
Like, he knows,
Seems like
he
it.
knows something's up with her. He might not think, like, hey, you're a robot. But he knows something's up with her.
She's doing stuff different.
Yeah.
Like forgetting him.
Like, you're trying to fuck your ex? I've heard you guys fight before, and you said you're never fucking him again, Mom. And now you're out there.
Doesn't know how to tuck him in. Doesn't know her song.
Yeah. Oh, and then she like comes in. Oh, you're my
And
sunshine.
then she lays on top of him.
Yeah.
But that's not how you tuck someone in.
That's how Hess tucks me in.
Probably.
Charlotte gets the news that there's a leak in Delos. Little does she know that she's the leak. And that the host pearls are missing. Most were side narratives, but also Maeve is missing. She's like, Maeve is gone? It's interesting. Which also, if that's Dolores, kind of puts a look, because like they were always like frenemies.
Yeah.
Like not on each other's side, but not exactly against each other. It's kind of getting out of each other's way.
Even though Maeve should appreciate what Dolores did for her.
Yeah, Dolores helped her out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then she's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm flying to you, Dolores. I can't take it here by myself anymore.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm just coming to you,
Yeah.
and I'm going to show you. Now, someone told me, or I read, not someone told me.
Someone on the internet put something down there. I read it, and I thought I was talking to him.
Yeah, it's been a long day. That Peter Abernathy hurt himself? I don't remember that. Do you remember that?
No.
Me either.
Not really.
They said he did stuff to himself, but I don't remember him doing that.
I don't either.
In this episode?
No.
No, he wasn't in the episode.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Like in season 1.
Remember how Hale was hurting herself? We just talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember
People
that.
were
But
saying
it does. I don't know. It sounds kind of familiar, but I can't imagine the scene.
Isn't that why they locked him? Isn't that why they put him in the Jesus Christed him to the fucking thing?
No, they were doing that because they wanted to get the info out of his head that Hale needs to give to Sirach.
That's when he was singing fucking "My eyes have seen the glory." Isn't that what he's singing?
Oh, yes, true. No, 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 no. It's true, yeah.
It's like a fucking crackhead.
And then he would just sat there the first time going, Dolores, gotta run, gotta get out of here. They're gonna kill you.
I don't think he did hurt himself. Now that they're trying to play back all the
That's
events
me
of him.
too, and I don't remember that.
That doesn't look
like someone wrote that. Oh, it's him because he was doing that too, and he was.
But then that's even more creepy. Why is she cuddling in bed with her dad in his underwear?
It's true.
I mean, does your son or daughter cuddle in bed with you when you're in your underwear?
Oh, bad person to ask.
Yeah. See, there you
Oh,
go.
okay, good. I was scared.
He's like, yeah. What do you
He's
mean?
like, come to bed, Peyton.
I only read like one thing on the internet, and they
In your whole life?
Yeah. I don't even know how to use the internet. What is it? www.
wbush.com.
Anyways, they said that they think it's either Clementine, Teddy,
It's not Teddy.
or who the fuck was the other one?
Angela.
Maeve.
Yeah, I do. I like the Maeve.
I mean,
theory, but-
literally, if you look hard enough, you can find every single host is inside.
or
Yeah.
Caleb or Man in Black. There's everybody says
Emily.
everybody is.
And apparently,
inside
I'm the
Hale.
only one who's ever said Emily.
No, I saw that on Reddit today.
What about
you were-
Mandalorian?
Oh shit! Is Pedro Pascal inside Maeve?
No, that would be cool.
Hale? So Dolores.
Baby Yoda or whatever his name is.
That'd be cool. He's using the Force. Dolores and Hale meet in the lobby, and Hale has an identity crisis. Seems to forget who she is again. So then Dolores panics, brings her back up to the room, and buys a room on either side, which I like that. And Hale was like, "Oh, so in case you have to kill me," and she's like, "Won't come to that."
That's what I was gonna,
Not gonna come to that.
in case you have to kill me. No. Would that be suicide?
That sounds like something that Man in Black would say.
It does kind of sound like his plan. Like it's smart enough to think of that. Like he's like, oh, well, that's what I would do. So.
Well, yeah, but if it's Dolores inside of her, like she's not gonna kill herself.
Yeah, but this person doesn't seem to fully understand who they are either.
Which that's why I don't think it's Dolores.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of her in season 1, but then she has like memories of other shit that like, kind of randomly pop in. But what annoys me a little bit with all this shit is like I know if they didn't want this to be a mystery till the end of the show, when she's like, "Who am I?" When she's saying "Who am I?" and all this shit, it would flash real quick to like her memories and shit. Like with Bernard, we'd see little memory flashes like they did before, and they'd edit it like that. But they're purposely not doing stuff like that.
Right.
So we're just as confused as she is. I get that. Yeah. But she is getting little inklings. Like when she choked the guy, she's like, oh, I'm remembering who I am a little bit. Like, I wish I could see, even if it's just from her eyes, what she was doing.
Well, and the only person I remember, only host I remember kicking ass with their bare hands is Clementine.
No, Dolores beat up the Man in Black.
Well, okay, other than Dolores.
So there you go. It could be either one. I don't think it's Clementine.
I don't either, but
I don't think
there's been two things that
if they waited till episode 8 and revealed it was Clementine, I'd be like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, what if they don't even reveal it? What if they just leave a goddamn cliffhanger?
Then fuck the show. I'm out. No, I'm just kidding.
They
won't do that.
Yeah, I mean they have no reason not to reveal it.
But where was I? Oh yeah. So when they get in there, they talk about Hale and she's cutting herself and all that, and Dolores tries to make her stop. And then she says the real Hale is like, it's like she's trying to claw her way out of me. And they briefly quit talking about that. I'm like, is that a thing? Could that be possible if you make a robot body of someone that's not connected to it at all? It just looks like it? Like, that's weird.
I was thinking to myself,
like, is that just
whoever's in her is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, is that just a metaphor that she's getting too close to her life and she feels like the person's flying out?
Yeah, I think she's just confused.
Okay.
Well, and then, so you guys watch Next On, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Could be the Man in Black in Hale, for real, because he's like, I know who the fuck I am.
I did think about
who the fuck I am.
I did think about that a little bit, but that'd be interesting.
So you're saying the Man in Black wants to fuck Charlotte Hale's boyfriend?
He likes black guys.
He's confused, so he's like, I don't know what I'm doing. He thought that boyfriend was Dolores.
I don't
know. That just clicked in my head because remember him going, I know who the fuck I am.
I've heard a lot of people be like, oh, I think it's Caleb inside there, and I think it's this inside there, and I think it's that.
Yeah.
And it's always, but it's people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's weird. They spent the whole last season proving that you can't do that, and now in this season,
that's my first
everybody's in there.
Because they set up all last season to basically be like, no one can do this but the Man in Black at the end. Like, he's the one to successfully get through here somehow.
And how successful was it?
Yeah, and how lame would it be? You spend the whole last season, no one can do it. Oh, at the end of the season, the Man in Black can. Now Caleb can.
Yeah,
that'd be real lame. That's not good storytelling. So they're in there talking. And
meanwhile, I kept saying it's Emily inside.
That's true. She's saying the real host are trying to take control, and then she informs that Serac is trying to take back Delos, and Dolores is like, oh, the guy we're after is after us. Interesting. Like, she doesn't seem to care at all really about that, which I found that was like interesting. She's like, oh, okay, cool. He's looking after us too. We might meet a lot faster.
It's easier to find. It's just like when you're playing Warfare and there's a bounty on a guy.
Yeah.
If he's coming after you, it's easier.
It's true.
I mean, you usually die first, but whatever.
Yeah, happened twice today.
Yeah.
Dolores says that no one knows you like I know you, and you know me better than anybody else. Now, I feel like that can only describe yourself.
That's
You said the same thing twice,
or
basically.
Man in Black.
See, and that it could go. It could go that way too, because she knows the Man in Black very well. Probably even read his book, and he's been to the park 7 gazillion times to see her.
Yeah, and he's been infatuated with her the entire fucking time.
And the whole next episode does seem to be her testing him. So she walks in with her old clothes too.
So do you think when Charlotte Hale is watching Charlotte Hale sing and she starts crying, it's the Man in Black because he killed his daughter?
Oh shit! And she's singing to her kid. Wow,
Trump's
you actually
head just exploded.
That's good.
Did you see that shit? His head just exploded.
That's good.
That's the only thing I was about to say. Why the fuck would he cry about something? Because he's like the Man in Black, and I was like, oh, he did shoot his daughter up.
That's good. Yeah. I like that. I like all these theories are coming up with.
Yeah, I don't believe it, but I said it.
Huh. That's kind of like me, 24/7. I don't believe it, but I'll sure say it.
Yeah. I'm rolling with it. I'm saying Man in Black is inside of Charlotte Hale.
I like that. He always has some kind of thing with the Man in Black, and usually somehow has his right. So I'm going to be like, Hess, I like your theory.
But I mean, like, it would make sense, too, because, like, Charlotte Hale is sitting in on the board or whatever, right?
Yeah, and
So,
I
like,
did. We
she's there
said
to
that like
make the
episode
decision.
1. Yeah, that like
Yeah.
we came to agreement over this computer. Blah blah blah. Well, wouldn't that be like pretty cool if he was just inside of her, so he made the agreement himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. I don't see it, but you could be right. I mean, fuck.
The only thing there is kind of a
better.
counter to that coming up soon that I think might ruin that. But I
I'm
think
just saying I'm sticking with this theory for this episode, and I actually had a little bit of insight to back it up. So you guys can't just say I'm pulling.
no, yeah,
out of my
I did like.
ass.
Oh, speaking of insight, I saw someone pointed out on Reddit that which obviously they didn't. I mean, maybe they did because they claim they have a plan, but. In season 1, Ford's talking to Hale right after she gets caught for like basically Ford kind of knows that she's doing that. It's the episode he kills Teresa, I believe.
Yeah.
He says something like, "Oh, I didn't know you had the insight on that," and like he's like talking to her. He uses a specific word. And people are like, "Oh shit, he was aware of Sirach and all this shit back then." Like he like pauses for a second and says insight.
Oh, really?
I don't remember the rest of his quote, but he says that, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Think how
That is
good this show would be if Peter Gould and Vince Gilligan did it.
Oh my god, yeah. That's true.
Or even if they
Or
just
if,
said-
if they just helped, like they were like, "Hey, blah 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 blah."
No, hey,
Did
see,
I
the
see-
thing is,
I like-
you can't do that because you did this.
See, and what I like is like because
Yeah.
it's not only like they are smart and they're probably one of the best writers in TV.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
But the thing is their team too, because they admit multiple times in the podcast, like, yeah, we didn't think about that. This guy brought this up, and then they roll with it. Good.
Yeah.
So I think it's their team around them that's good.
And no offense to any shows, but it's harder for them because they're working to something that's already there.
Yeah,
they're
and
working
somehow
to-
making it very interesting still.
Yeah.
Anyways, this isn't our Better Call Saul
Meanwhile,
podcast.
we
Real quick, I saw something that like on the season opener of this, like the ratings were down like 57%.
I saw the ratings were down a lot, like almost
Yeah.
almost down 1 million. And they got better ratings than most shows still.
what
But
what do you expect when you take 2 years off?
yeah, I think it wouldn't have been as low if it didn't take as long to make it.
No.
So I think that does help, but they're still getting pretty decent. Like I looked at the Rotten Tomato, and it's like, and the audience score is like 80%.
Well, 'cause I think the people that are into it love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then there's other people that are like, what?
I think by the time it's over and people like know it ended good, people might go back and watch it and then be on for the next season
When HBO Max comes out and they can just
in a month. Yeah, and they
watch
can.
like 5 seasons of this shit and not know what the fuck's going on.
That's true. So I think counters has this thing a little bit, but there's a workaround there because that could also be. I don't know. That could be a workaround there. I think Dolores also says that they're make a counter offer to Sirach because he's buying up all the stock, and that they're gonna have to go visit an old friend. And the next one is
Dun,
all about
dun,
the Man in
dun.
Black.
Correct.
And
Yep.
Dolores has a history with the Man in Black, and so does Charlotte Hale. So that could be a thing saying you're going to visit one of Hale's old friends or your own because Dolores could be inside her.
And friends in quotes. there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like technically, someone else could be in the Man in Black, right?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Who?
If this show does get to,
I don't know.
this will
I'm
be
just
so.
saying.
This will be so confusing if it gets to the point. Like I think I said a couple episodes ago, that Bernard's in the Man in Black, Dolores is in Hale, Clementine's in Dolores' body. All that. That's gonna be
I mean,
so
like,
confusing.
technically, it could be.
I don't
No.
think so.
No, I'm
Not
just
if the Man in Black is a
I,
human.
I don't think they'll go that route, but it is possible that they just built a robot body and threw someone in there. Sure, but I don't think that's gonna be the case.
Until I know when the end of season 2 after credit took place,
They said way in the future.
then I think the Man in Black is still a human at this point.
It certainly seems that way. And he's just losing.
So in my opinion, no, there can't be someone inside of him.
Yeah, I don't.
Now
think so either.
maybe Dolores has figured out how to take his ball and put it in Hale, and that's how he gets tested by his fucking Emily in 20 years or whatever the fuck it is.
Because they also say in that interview too, afterwards the show, that the hosts are testing the Man in Black now.
Yeah.
Very far in the future. You don't really understand where we are. Everything's in ruins. And I am a host.
The entire quest that he's been on this season, up through the killing of his daughter, he's repeated again and again and again because the hosts are testing for something.
And they did say that all of season 2, like he's redoing all that. So he will redo this Maeve stuff. He will do his Dolores stuff, blow off his hand to go down the thing.
Yeah.
Very confusing, but we'll see.
So we don't know. I mean, that's half the reason they've waited 3 episodes to show us.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, do they keep? But so I don't think there could be someone else. They haven't they haven't been able to do this with humans. I mean, ask James Delos.
Yeah.
It didn't work out well for him.
But I do, like I said before, for some reason, I think Dolores or Bernard are the ones that make sense to me to figure it out to do it with the Man in Black. To me, that just makes sense in my head that they would work.
Yeah, kind of. I kind of agree with that. The only one it reminds me of is like, okay, I'm gonna take your ball and put it in my head, and then you're gonna have his ball in your head, and we'll all just switch.
Mm-hmm. God, can you imagine that?
You're gonna talk like Hess, and I'm gonna talk like Jerome. You talk like me.
And I'm going to talk like Nick.
From now on. In
next podcast, we'll all practice. We'll do that next week.
And then we'll have people comment on who's who. No.
Yeah.
But that's to me just like everyone, I think Ford's a host. I think Teresa's a host.
Yeah.
And where they just throw, it's the same thing. It's just balls instead of hosts.
Balls. You like balls.
I agree.
Balls.
So Caleb's visiting his mom. She doesn't recognize him again, but I also believe that's because of her schizophrenia, and she's thinking back to past events.
You don't think it's because he's a host?
No, I don't. I don't think Caleb will be a host this season, and I think that'll be the thing is his mom, and he'll be a human to help her and all that.
There's one thing that scares me about
lightning.
Caleb. Okay, there's two things that scare me.
Mm-hmm.
In one of Caleb's flashbacks, when he's getting all that shit done to him, he sees the ocean.
Yeah. That stuff does kind of worry me too. But I just still don't think he's a host.
I thought they linked that whenever they're standing on the pier and she's like, "This is where you'll kill yourself."
Yeah, because
that's what scares me.
I think that's just flashes of him going back there and looking, though.
Well, that's what scares me.
But yeah,
they said that's where he's going to kill himself, and then he has a flashback of
but
an
they
ocean.
also said in 10 to 12 years. So if he's connected to the system, they hit the little thing. Clearly, humans are on that. Like you think their little tablet would be able to tell all that if he's a robot or not. But I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
but I would assume Rehoboam, since it can't predict what he's going to do, and they've said it can't predict hosts, that means he's a human.
But, I've thought about this. A lot of people, I think, are getting confused with predictions and simulations. Like, for instance, we play Madden, right?
Yeah.
So if I want to get the gamer score of playing 10 years and ranking my guy,
simulate all the
I
game.
simulate it. It doesn't take me fucking 10 years to do that. It does it in like 10 minutes.
See, but I think what it does in this is, because like Dolores says, it copies him and it makes Mirror World. So they see what happens in Mirror World, and it's like, okay, these are the two ways this situation can go.
Yeah,
and then when it goes that way, it's like boom, now it goes through this timeline thing. Like,
and it just constantly runs through stuff, so it has the predictability.
It's running through simulations to figure out, his mom is going to leave him here. Boom, that's what's going to happen. That's the most likely prediction.
Yeah, because if that happens 4 out of 10 times, and the other 6 or something else, so I don't really think there's like a world where you can just be like, "Whoop, I'm now in Mirror World." Yeah. I don't think.
I don't either. I think Mirror World is just what.
It's running. It's like
I forgot to say Schmitty again.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of people say like, maybe Maeve and Dolores are in the same world.
No, yeah, I've seen that
and
too.
I'm like,
I think it's just where it's constantly running at simulations. I don't think there's a way you can get in there unless you are Maeve or Dolores. They might be able to go in there just like the Forge. They can get in there and see. But I don't think it's a place to go like that.
That's different though.
Mm-hmm. So he visits mom, and then 2 Rico men show up, and they're like, "Hey, where's Dolores?" And he's like, "I don't know." So they take him, they bring him to a construction site, and they simulate a heart attack on him after turning on his drip, which looks pretty goddamn awful.
So they were gonna throw him off a building, give him a heart attack, and shoot him.
Yeah, which could just kill him one way.
It's like, you're overdoing it
a little bit.
Maybe if they would have done one of them, they could have got away with it.
Yeah.
Although I don't know what the point was, because.
And there's simulated heart attack too. It seemed pretty hard for him to speak, so I don't know how they were going to get info out of him.
Yeah, my favorite scene was like, "Where's the girl?" And she's like, "Right here," and then shoots both of them. I was like, well, that's so Dolores.
But meanwhile, Dolores is doing some checkup on Caleb, and it's like, his life expectancy just went down. So then she goes to save him. She saves him from the Rico goons, and then I also put down here, Caleb has some memory flashes, which everyone's like, it's like Bernard's and everybody else. This means he's a host. Or it's like any other movie when someone's about to die and they have memory flashes.
Or the hosts are like humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has a flash of being in the army, guys in masks, and his kid flashback. We see little bits of that. I like the one with, because I like how you brought up that like he was in the army at one point, but then he is doing Rico missions or something like that for the military.
Did you see his mask?
Yeah.
It's got like eyes all over it. It's
really creepy. Cool. I'd love to see like a Aaron Paul pop figure. That'd be pretty cool to have.
Oh, not like this one.
No, not the Westworld. Oh, not the Breaking Bad one that looks god awful. That looks nothing like Aaron Paul.
It's very weird.
It's so bad. Remember that there was that time period where most pop figures looked like shit, and you'd be like, "Wow, this one's good." Now they're all great. But
Yeah.
for a bit, it was like, "This is supposed to be Aaron Paul."
Like, thank God this comes with a Winnebago. You'd have no idea.
yeah.
I'm just gonna say it's combo.
So then Robo Hale gets sent her video message from the opening of the episode, and then she gets interrupted because the man's like, "Hey, the school's calling. You gotta go pick up your son." So then she goes down there and she sees him petting Tommy's dog. I love that scene because she's like choking him, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't think time's the thing." And just I'm starting to remember who I am.
Yeah, it was. I didn't catch on that he was a pedophile. I was like,
Oh my god! The second he was like nice and slow, I was like, "Oh fuck, what's gonna happen here? She's gonna beat his ass."
And I immediately was like, "Oh yeah, this guy's a fucking perv."
Yeah,
I didn't.
The way he was touching the kid's head and just his voice.
I thought it was like a teacher or something,
nice and slow.
I think because you went, oh boy,
Yeah.
and I thought the dog was gonna be like, oh hey, you're not a fucking
No,
human.
she's gonna
Meanwhile,
kill
the
this
dog's
pedophile.
like, hey, could you kill this guy? He's fucking with your kid.
I told you.
Yeah, it's rough. So I just, and then she starts choking him, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I like to.
I was a little slow.
She reached in his pocket and goes, "Thanks for stopping the cameras for me." I was like, "Wow, this guy." Like, the future seems to be pretty easy for pet. Like, boop, no cameras here. I can go rape and murder someone.
You just gotta get
Yeah,
one
well,
of those.
they showed the thing in the first episode with
Yeah, their little thing.
Marshawn
Yeah.
Lynch and the other chick where they cut all the cameras.
And see,
out.
they did it to
Marshawn Lynch and the black lesbian chick, I believe you called her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like.
I'll fucking find out her name at some point. Fuck.
I wrote it down in the first episode, but we haven't seen her in a bit, so I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
they haven't been back in it.
She's No, he's
No.
Giggles. I don't remember who she is.
we don't
Giggles
care.
and Izzy.
He might be right. on
Is
that.
he Giggles? Is that what you said?
It doesn't.
One of them is Giggles. Or
It does.
something
He's
like that.
Giggles. It doesn't
He's
even matter.
Giggles, yeah,
I can
who
put it
cares?
on the screen.
We may never see him again.
Dolores takes Caleb to dinner and she rocks his world with the information she gives him on Rehoboam.
Yeah.
That was a really cool.
He was getting
scene.
mad at her.
Yeah, because at first he thought like she's doing something, and then she makes him realize it. But she shows him the whole
Ash.
script. Ash, yeah, not Izzy.
Is that because she doesn't use lotion?
Maybe.
Wow, is that a racist joke?
A little
She's
bit.
black, so she has ashy elbows or something.
I didn't see
You
any
should see
better
my
elbows.
fucking knees right now. Jesus Christ.
I don't want to, but she hands.
Is it from being on them?
She
I
hands.
shouldn't have said it as soon as I said it.
Anyways, she hands him the script of the events of when his mom left him there, and then she also tells him about Rehoboam
Which is kinda
making
fucked,
me a
wasn't
world.
it?
Kinda.
Rohembam.
I had it for a second. What did I
It's
say?
not him.
What did I say before? I said Rehoboam. Rehoboam. I know
It's Rehoboam.
Rehoboam. I don't fucking know. I had it a minute
Why
ago.
can't they just call it Bob or something?
That's what I said. Schmitty the robot. Everybody can say that. No, they had to go with the Bible thing. Anyways, that was really cool. Them doing.
How about
that.
Jesus? Let's just call it Jesus.
No, I don't want to call it Jesus. But that was a really good scene.
Jesus of Nazareth?
Get over Jesus.
Okay.
That was a really good scene at the diner.
You can't tell me get over Jesus. I got over Jesus a long time ago. I thought he spilled his milkshake, and I
Yeah, it
felt,
really grossed you out. He's like, oh, that's throw up. I thought that was a
because
small
I
milkshake."
love a strawberry milkshake, and then he's like, "Yeah, I threw it up because I was so worried." I was like, "So I'm just looking at puke now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
fucking gross."
every-
And
you
move
can
your
see the
feet.
little chunks. You
Yeah.
can see the little
Move your
chunks in it,
fucking
too.
feet if you're gonna throw up.
Yeah.
Everybody's bringing up about like, oh, it's a strawberry milkshake. That's the mixture of blood and the host milk and blah blah blah.
And God forbid the kid just
Yeah.
likes strawberry.
No, it's just a specific kind of milkshake that was there, and I'm so sick
Well,
of
he
people.
didn't pick it. Sarah
Yeah,
did.
I'm just so sick of everybody being like, oh, this is why Caleb's a host.
I'm not even on the Caleb as a host train.
Yeah, so if he's not on it, everybody else get off
Not
of
yet. You'll change.
it.
Come
There'll be a
on.
specific.
Maybe.
He won't cuddle with Dolores one episode.
It honestly has not. It did not cross my mind once this episode.
Oh, I just thought of that. So, do you think Dolores and Charlotte Hale are real because they were cuddling?
No.
Oh.
No, it was just a specific Bernard thing.
That's just season 1 cuddles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after that, Dolores brings Caleb to the dock, where in 10 to 12 years, apparently he's going to kill himself, and then she asks him to join her revolution.
And said, "What's up, Doc?"
No. That was
Revolution.
that was another real good scene, though. I'm talking there, and at first she's like, oh, is this where I got my first beer? My friend had a fake ID, and she's like,
No, that's where you kill yourself.
no, I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
cool story,
That's
dude.
so trippy though. Like, could you imagine, like, if, let's just say, I was like, hey, Jerome, I'm going to come pick you up and we're going to go somewhere. And then I just pick you up.
First off, if I just got that text from you, that would be creepy alone. I'd be like, oh, fuck, Hess is going to murder me. He's had enough of me on the podcast. I said something wrong.
And then I'm like, I take you
found
somewhere. And
my
and you're like,
thrills.
what the fuck is this? And I'm like, this is where you're going to kill yourself.
And then he hands me a gun. He's like, no, do it, bitch.
And you're like, what?
You guys just go out and make out point.
Maybe. We make out for a bit, and then he tells me I'm going to kill myself. He tries to give me a treat before I have to die.
Right. That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
He's a nice guy. He's pretty generous. But I like that. He's enjoying it. He's like, yeah, I'm a dead man either way, so I might as well join you on your evolution.
Yeah.
And because that
At
way
least
he makes a
this way
choice.
I have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Robo Hale finally cracks her voicemail code, and she meets Mr. Rock. She has to put these glasses on to see him. And
I like
Was
how
her
he
voice
just...
fucking retard? Like, was her voice different?
No, yeah, with the glasses on, it seemed like her hearing or something was, they jacked up with that. I did notice that.
I
I thought her
that.
voice was different.
Yeah, it was like a little more robotic-y. Everything that was going on there was.
Yeah,
it seemed like it.
robotic-y.
Those are the
manly,
same
I
glasses
thought.
that Dolores put on that dude so he could...
Yeah, so he could see the holograms too. Which is funny. I remembered that, and then he disappeared. I was like, whoa, he's a hologram? I was like, yeah, he was. I don't know why.
He was glitching out in the beginning. You could totally...
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Oh.
But he's mad at her
I
because
didn't notice it
he's
either.
mad at her because he hasn't gotten the info from season 1. Which this whole time we've thought he wanted the Valley Beyond, but he just wants the information on all the guests.
Yeah, he's a fucking...
So what do you think he's gonna do with that? Do you think it's just so that way he can put it into Rohibram and they can predict more shit? Because now it can predict what was going on in Westworld, so it can predict. Oh, the hosts would do this, so Dolores might do this.
Yeah,
do you think
he's going to
that?
use it to predict the hosts.
Do you think that's
I
what the
think
point
he's
is too?
just a fucking... Yeah, I think he's the bad guy and he wants to control
He
everything.
wants it all.
And that's how... He doesn't have that, so he needs it.
He's playing
But I don't think it's that
Jesus.
simple. I think it is so he can predict what the hosts are going to do, though. I don't think it's just because
Well, and
I need this information. I'm a bad guy.
I can't remember if I brought it
Well,
up.
no,
in the
I
last one.
kind of do.
Oh, I think that's way too simple.
Because they already said they're destroying the host. So, I mean, what's going to be left?
Well,
Maybe
they don't know which hosts are out there. I mean, they know
How's he going to...
apparently what they look like, but one's in what's his face and one's in Hale. And one's Bernard. Like they don't know all that shit. And plus they don't even know that Stubbs is missing and Stubbs is a host. So they can't actually destroy them all. They're just saying that they're gonna.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I don't know that information is going to help you I mean, maybe.
I think it will because it's everybody that's ever been to Westworld and the hosts they encountered and all this shit. So then he could be like, oh well, they've interacted with Dolores 75,000 times. She's doing this, so it can kind of maybe predict what she's doing here. Because apparently with Rahibam, took people's social media and dating apps and then predicted that Caleb's mom was going to leave him and that he's going to kill himself in 10 to 12 years. So if it can just get that little info, it might be able to be like, Dolores is going to go to Subway, buy a sandwich, or then kill me.
Well, and part of the thing with that is, too, though, is they won't let him get a good job. They won't let him do anything else.
Yeah.
So it puts him on that track to do that.
A little bit, yeah.
So it's also controlling, which is also, it's a lot easier to predict something if you're controlling all the
If you're
variables.
pushing it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you would think that crime would be almost non-existent.
No, because I think also it's controlled by a bad guy. So
That's
I
true,
think,
yeah.
I
He
think-
probably does let the crime happen, you're right.
yeah.
But so we got next on, Dolores and the Man in Black are having a conversation about, like, do you remember who you are? And he's like, yeah, I remember who I am. She's like, do you sure remember who you are? And he's like, think so. And then it flashes between a bunch of different scenes of him. Looks like he's at his house, and the place is completely trashed. And then we get a couple scenes of Maeve also.
We also got, in the beginning, there's a picture of a nuclear bomb going off, and there's a little kid watching.
Oh, really? Oh, it's true. Yeah.
So
Is that kid a little William? Lil William?
No, I think it's a little Ciroc.
Oh.
Because they said it looks, because when the thing goes around, it's in France where the nuclear bomb goes off, or the nuclear whatever. Maybe it's not a bomb. I think it's a bomb.
Mm-hmm. Is it a Rohi bomb?
Could be. And there's a little kid with either like a dead animal or a dog or something right there, and he's like looking up and it's exploding. But I guess before we get into the next on too much, do we all think Ciroc's a real person?
I'm not sure. I kind of do like the theory that he is Rohibam, whatever fucking he's called.
So one of the things I heard, well, we haven't seen him. He's in the simulation, which they didn't show us him in a simulation.
that we know of.
Correct. They showed us Maeve in a simulation. She comes out and talks to him. So as far as we know, that was him. Mm-hmm. And then they show him as a hologram, which isn't really him. but we saw Dolores as a hologram,
And then we
and
saw her.
she's a real person. So like, I think he's real,
I assume so, but I like the theory that
but
he's
there's
not.
a lot of people out there that don't think he's real.
I'm on the train that he is real.
Yeah, I believe he's real, but I think it is kind of neat if it turns out he's not real and he's an AI too, just like them, or like similar to them.
I think
stuff
we
like
should
that.
get Hess an engineer hat
Why?
because he's always on some kind of train. Like,
Wouldn't it make more? Oh, I guess an engineer. I was thinking, yeah, okay. I forgot they called people that drive planes engineers. But yeah, I'm excited for this next episode. I can't wait for some Man in Black.
I know. I was hoping they was gonna release this shit early.
Oh, that'd be.
Why would they release it early?
No, they need to slowly drip out content because they don't got much others.
Yeah, it's not like they're filming anything.
Yeah, I was just saying they're probably not filming much right now.
They're not even like Flash and all that's canceled. They're not filming that until June.
Yeah, I mean,
if
John Oliver
Yeah.
filmed this week, but it was in his house.
In a garage
Yeah.
down there with some lights.
And he wasn't with other people, so it took him 2 weeks to get it
He
out.
should just invite me and you over there. We could sit in his garage and laugh.
I don't think he wants us there.
He doesn't want me and you there?
He definitely doesn't want you
We're a
there.
couple healthy citizens. I go, hey, what the fuck's your problem with Red Mountain Dew, huh? Fucker doesn't like it.
It's true.
But anything else you guys want to say about this episode?
Code Red.
Yeah.
About this episode. I'm trying to think. I think we covered everything.
I think so,
I
too.
think we did, too.
It's a pretty great
I really
episode.
enjoyed it.
I'm really, really enjoying this season.
I really like Aaron Paul so far. And
Yeah.
I like him teaming up with Dolores. And I still think it's on track to have them fight for the humans
I also...
and the unsung people.
So Evan Rachel Wood did a couple, they do those Twitter Q&As or their video response to questions. And they did one, they asked, did her and Tessa Thompson know about who's in Hale? She said those two are the ones that knew. No one else of the crew. She didn't point out if any other actors knew, but she said none of the crew knew, and they were always asking the questions, but they didn't tell anybody. Which makes it seem like, oh, maybe she wasn't there, because that makes a lot of sense for them to know that. And then they asked if her and May were gonna team up,
I thought you were going to say fuck.
and she said,
That's what I thought he was going.
she said, define team up.
Huh.
Huh.
And I was like, okay, you answered that question pretty good. And then there was something else she said too that it was someone said that the world domination part of the show is the most boring part. And she said you're smart enough to know that there's a plan, but not smart enough to know what the plan is. So we already kind of figured that, but clearly her plan isn't world domination anymore. It seemed like that was season 2, but now it's not.
Yeah, I think her
But
plan is to
That-
walk up to Schmitty and go,
yeah, just unplug it and then it's end it. Yeah.
That's what she said. She's gonna. Oh, but she wants to unplug it.
Yeah. But I
And
found
he's
that
like, you want to unplug Rohan Bob?
I don't think he quite said it like that. But I found that Q&A pretty interesting. That some of the questions she answered, I was like, oh, okay.
yeah, no, I said it. Like,
Just teasing some shit.
Kim from Better Call Saul was doing one today on
Oh, about
Instagram.
Saul, yeah.
I didn't watch
Wexler.
it.
Mm-hmm. Remember when he told us that was Skylar? And we went back and watched the trailer again. He was like, oh, shit.
Fucking Skylar was in the next one?
Yeah, I think we were talking about season 2 of Westworld at one point. We ended the podcast. We went and watched it. We're like, it's fucking Kim, you idiot. God damn it. We were so pissed.
He's like, I don't know.
We were so excited for it. You guys ready to wrap up this podcast?
Sure.
Yeah, I think so, buddy.
All right, that's it, everybody. Please like, subscribe, check out our other videos like Replicables. We got a Way Out coming out. It's a gameplay video coming out soon. Theory Time of Pleeka, Hess's Porno.
Maybe we'll have
and we'll
like
see you guys next week.
Maybe we'll have like a Warzone gameplay at some point.
Maybe, yeah.
Record it
see,
right now.
See if we can fit it in the sketch. And yeah,
Sketch?
see you guys next time.
Later, peace.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.